Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So today you're gonna see me bit this cute face while we talk about some personal stuff. And today I'm just gonna be sharing about a lot of things. I just cannot wait to get to talk to you guys and spill a little bit of what is going on in my life. Yeah. So guys, we're keeping it real. Okay? So let's dive right into the video. Okay, so I just did my hair. I pushed it back. You see, it's clean right now. So I'm gonna be doing my skincare. Okay, did you guys notice I currently have lashes on? And it's been a while. It's actually been a while I applied or did lashes because I was doing lashes consistently, like back to back. I was doing lashes. So let's say consecutively, I was doing my lashes and I never gave my real lashes the time to grow. At some point my lashes were so scanty, so I took some break. I took like over 4 months or 5 months break, or maybe more than. Yeah, I took like a long time to get back to this extension, that's lash extensions. And right now I am loving it. I am happy that I am back to the look. And I feel one of the reasons I took a long break was because the lash guy I was using was not that great. I believe he wasn't that great. Like his applications were not as, when your lashes are like, you could see the glue part. Like that was how bad it was. And one thing about good lashes are they are supposed to come off before 2 weeks. So when you notice that the lash is coming off 1 month, you still have like, that lash is not actually great. So don't come and say, oh, my lash guy is good or my lash girl is good, because my lashes last up to 1 month or 2 months. It's wrong. Your lashes is not supposed to last up to that period of time. It's supposed to last latest 2 weeks. So if 2 weeks it still remains like a little bit, you go back for refill. So that was what I was doing back then when I had one of my friend that does my lashes. But then at some point I stopped hers because we weren't really understanding ourselves based on what I wanted. But now I am back with her because I believe she has improved herself in terms of her game of lashes. So that's where I'm back to her and I'm excited. Also guys, do you guys like my nails? I just love how simple these nails are, and I have been going through a lot. Okay, personally I have been going through a lot. So I'm gonna go in with this base. Guys, we're gonna be talking, we're gonna be spilling. I'm not gonna be holding anything back because I just feel like this place is a place where I can vent, talk about how I feel and majority of my feelings, because I believe it's a different kind of people that are on my channel right here. So we are currently in November, and this year was one of the craziest years of my life. It was very challenging. Challenging in the aspect that I was so confused at some point in my life. I was confused and I was depressed. So depressed, not depressed that, oh, like, I feel like depressed nowadays, they make depressed seem like it's a bad thing. But there are times that you are happy. And what is the opposite of happy? The opposite of happy is sad. And there are times in your life that you as a person, you are just supposed to be sad, And then people will come and say, oh, be positive. Be positive when you're going through certain situations in life. But it doesn't tell you that, it doesn't say that you would not go through these situations. You will go through them, but it's how you are able to conquer these tough times in your life that you know how strong you are. I don't know if that makes sense, but I believe you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay, I feel like I will not stop saying it because it has never happened to me. I think in the past I've seen or I've heard when people say, oh, their house was demolished and blah blah blah. But it was actually my first time. I've never experienced it in my life where a house was demolished and you have to start all over again. Now at that moment when that thing happened to me, it dawned on me that, oh, Maris, now you are an adult. I said to myself, okay, this is what it feels like to be an adult. It happened. I was confused. I was depressed. I won't lie. I was so confused at that point in my life that I feel like I had nobody to assist me. And situations like this, there are little people that you want to tell about, like you would want to tell about what is currently happening in your life, that you might want to spill. But in that position, I didn't have anybody. All I had, or who I had, was my ex-boyfriend. Thank God. Okay, let's not talk bad about him, but we broke up already. But then I only had him to talk to, and I realized that back then he wasn't all that much of a great helper. So what I needed then in my life at that point where that incident happened was I needed help. I needed someone to console me. I needed someone to assist me. So assist me was also financially. I needed help. But then I couldn't bring myself to tell the person, or my boyfriend then was that, oh, I need help, help me. And at some point, I would just throw it there, because I'll just like throw it out there, like, help me, I really need help. But then you would come and say like, oh, I don't have, and everything. So then the no's that I was getting and stuff really, 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 really put me in a bad state. In a bad state that I couldn't confide in him. I didn't have anybody to assist me. All I had was my sister and God, and my siblings were like the only one. And I was the oldest of them all. So the house got demolished. I had to take my properties to somewhere else. And it happened, life happened, a lot of things happened. I was able to now get an apartment. Guess what? The day this current apartment that I'm staying in, the day my house was demolished was the day I found this apartment. And prior to this time, I've been looking for an apartment for the past 2 years, because I actually knew that they were going to demolish the house, but we couldn't tell when they were going to demolish the house. So I had plans. I was looking for apartments that I would stay in, and I couldn't just find any apartment. I needed the best. Do you understand? So it happened. Thank God today I am here, and I currently have my apartment. Praise be to God. What else? What else? Okay. So while I was doing this, I had to make some crazy financial decisions. Decisions of the fact that I needed a good place to stay. I didn't want to stay in an environment where it isn't secured, because what I dealt with back then was an environment that wasn't secured enough for me. So what I now made sure of currently is, while I was looking for this very new apartment, I made sure I am getting an apartment that is secured, in an environment that is gated. All these things were top of my list. So that was what actually took me time while I was looking for apartment, and this actually took me 2 years. So the apartment came, and I made a very, very big deposit. Like, the amount of money I dropped for this apartment, I still haven't recovered from that amount of money right now. Yeah, I still haven't recovered. But then I think about it. Whenever I sit down right now, I think about it, and I look at it. I'm like, oh, okay. I am enjoying the benefits of what the apartment comes with, but am I financially okay? Do you understand? Have I fully recovered from the financial setback that I had while I got the apartment? And to be honest, no. I'm not struggling financially. And the good thing was, when all this was happening, I have a job. I have my sister. My sister has two jobs. I have two incomes that is coming in back to back. So we were able to pay the rent. We were able to make our deposits. And because we moved from a 1 bedroom to a 2 bedroom apartment, so like, it's a lot to adjust, the bills, the interiors, everything. It was just a lot. And so, if you know one thing about me, I'm such an aesthetic girl. I need to stop talking, and I need to get my makeup done. Okay, what's the way? What is the next thing that I need to do? I need to underpaint. All right. So the next thing, one thing about me is, I love aesthetics so much. And what I said to myself was, because I knew I wanted a two-bedroom apartment. What I said to myself was, if I am going to get my two-bedroom apartment, I am going to make sure that I decorate it to my very taste. Do you understand? Like, to my very taste. And because I am an aesthetic girl, I now realized that whatever I was doing, whatever income that was coming, I was using the income to put in my apartment. Like, I remember last month, I took my whole income, like salary wise, I took it. Like, I have made some bad decisions, but am I happy that I purchased those things with the financial decisions I made? Yes. But was it for my good? No. Okay. So, and you know, the funny thing about money is you spend it recklessly, you would suffer for it. Like, if you spend your money recklessly, you would suffer for it. But in my case, it wasn't reckless spending. It was more like a spending that could have waited, but I was just so impatient because I'm a content girl. And like I said, I'm an aesthetic baby. I like content. I want my apartment to be aesthetically pleasing. I wanted it to be very put together, look good, and everything. Like, right now, I live in an apartment that doesn't have a curtain. And that is one thing that is going to be top of my list. So I'm doing all this while I am taking my time. I'm not rushing. I'm trying to tell myself not to rush. But deep down, I know I want all this. And if I do it with my strength or with the way I actually want to do it, it will take a lot of time. So I'm still trying to strategize on how to find a better way to make my dreams come true, make my dreams of having the best apartment come true, like the best room come true, and also to have, you know, the amenities. Like, when I mean amenities, like having my AC in my room, because currently I do not have an AC in this room. I only have in my living room and my sister's room. I want an AC for myself in this room. I want, a TV. I don't have a TV. Like, do you understand? Like, there are a lot of things that I said that I wanted. And funny enough, on my birthday, I put this on my wish list. Like, oh, this was what I wanted. This was what would really, really make me happy. But hey, they didn't come. It doesn't mean they won't come. I know they will come. But is the patience for it to come? That's what I currently do not have. And I'm currently praying to God that God gives me the strength. Keep on being patient, because I realized that it's patience, man. It's patience. My sister we were going out the other day, and she told me, Maris, I like this life that we're currently living. Meaning, she likes the fact that we have our own rooms, because having our own rooms was something we didn't have when we were kids. See, we're breaking barriers. We're breaking generational curses. So it was something we didn't have when we were kids. We never had our own room. But right now, as we're grown, we have our own rooms. We are adults. If you have your guests, your guests can be in your room, or they could be in your living room. And the other person who is also in the house can also be in her room. Do you understand? Because my sister and I stay together. My brother, most of the time, is not always at home. So, do you understand? You see the luxury that she also herself, she agreed that, oh, she loves it. We're so grateful to God for this opportunity. Anyways, that is just what is currently going on in my life and in my apartment. And trust me, as much as I would love to take you guys on this apartment journey on how I decorate my apartment, because I kind of have a style. I like bohemian style when it comes to house apartment, like house decoration, but then I like to put my own touches. And then you can only put your own touches when you have money. Do you understand? So that is some of the financial decisions I've made in the year. And I could be better. But then, that's why we have God. Now, I am going to be talking about blend. I'm going to, guys, what foundation? This is the concealer I'm using. I'm using Nuban. I've been using Nuban for the longest, and I actually love it. But maybe over time, I need to calm down and invest in my makeup. So one of these days I'll just take my time and go to the market and buy more makeup. But for the meantime, I'm a chill, because I have more other expenses that are coming. Like at least buying a curtain in my apartment. Like right now, I don't have any curtain. So let me talk about my relationship. So I have been dating this person for the last 4 years. I met this person in 2023. I met him in 2023, and then we liked each other, but because I was dating a friend of his, then we couldn't date. So we had to pause, and then we started off as friends. So while we were friends, I noticed we couldn't date. So I broke up with this friend, and I noticed we became friends. We're now cool friends and all that. And I think from his end, I probably was the first girl he liked or dated. I really don't know. And I'm yet to figure that out. So in 2018, 2019, we rekindled, and then we started dating again. So we dated, and remember, as one thing about me is I love growth. I'm such a sucker for growth. I feel like if I'm here, you should be here. Like you should be above me in a way because you are my man. If you're my man and you're not investing in yourself, let's say academically, financially, wisdom wise, you're not adding any value to yourself as my man. One thing you need to be rest assured is that I will be adding value to myself. And if I am adding value to myself and you are not doing same, I will move on. Okay? And I feel like that is what happened in this relationship. I outgrew him. I outgrew him. And the funny thing was that I gave him time to meet up. I gave him time to meet up to my standard. I gave him time to basically be the man that I want for my future self. And I feel like one thing we need to know as ladies is that whatever you're doing in a relationship right now, if you look at that person as a man, you look at him and you don't look at him as somebody you would want for your future kids, I feel you should end it right now. Because the sole purpose of being in a relationship is not just for you alone. It's for the unborn people, your generations that are yet to come. And if you too are going to be the parents of the generations you're going to be creating, are you sure you're going to be that way? So in our relationship, he wasn't verbal enough. He doesn't know how to express his feelings. And one thing about me is I like when a man expresses his feelings. I like when you tell me what is wrong and I want to be of help to you. I know, yes, I might not be of help to you financially. And I feel like that is what some people get it wrong. So when people come and be like, what do you bring to the table as a woman? And I look at them, I'm like, I feel this question is one of the dumbest questions because even God himself made Adam and he knew Adam was going to be lonely, and then he took her from Adam's rib and made a woman. He didn't make, I'm sorry, no offense to anybody, I'm not shaming, I'm not being homophobic, but I'm just saying he made a companionship for Adam. Do you get my point? So I digress. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is he wasn't verbal enough. So he's somebody that whenever he's going through something, he would want to keep it to himself. He would want to deal with it himself. And there were times I called it to his attention. Like I said, see, I love you, but what is the whole point of we've been in a relationship for 4 years and you can't talk. At some point there was a time he pushed me away. Like he pushed me away in the sense that if I want to come visit, he would tell me, don't come. He would chase me away, and I knew that he was chasing me away. He didn't want me to come because I feel at that point he wasn't financially stable. So majority of the time, because girls will always want to spend, and imagine when you want to spend as a girl, your guy is telling you, I don't have. I feel like that's where his insecurity came in. And I tried to understand. I remember I would have conversations with him. We would sit down, we would have conversations. I would tell him what was probably bothering me. I would tell him, like, I don't like how you do this. I don't like how you treat me. I don't like how you are not vocal with how you feel and what you're feeling. I want you to be expressive because I am expressive. I will not be going through something and I would not tell you. You are definitely the first person. I considered him my friend, you know? And if you guys watched my last video of where I broke up with a friend of mine and I told you guys every story, yeah, if you've not watched it, please go check it out. So I lost a friend and he was my friend, you know. He was my best friend. We would talk about everything. But then, you know, the funny thing was that he was not telling me about what he was dealing with as a man. He was telling me about his friends. He would tell me about the gist, about, you know, a guy. And I'm like, sometimes, you know, it's good because if you're dating a guy, he would tell you all the, like, you guys would gossip together, you would talk about friends together, you would gossip about a lot of people together. But then in his case, he wasn't telling me about what he was dealing with as a man. He was telling me about his friends. Who talk, who laugh about everything, and it dawned on me that this guy is not actually opening up to me. So there were a lot of secret that happened. There were a lot of secrets in the relationship, a lot of things that happened. And you know the funny thing, I was always there as a girlfriend. But then, on the other hand, for me, when I wanted him to be there, he was nowhere to be found. So now let me explain further. My apartment was demolished, everything was happening in my apartment and everything. One thing is, I like when my partner's love language is act of service. Act of service in the sense that whenever you are in distress, your man, that means the person you're in a relationship with, is there to assist you, is there to help you, is there to comfort you, is there to look for every solution to solve that problem you have. But his case was different. His love language was physical touch. And how does that collate? Like, how does that? It doesn't make any sense. So this happened for a while, and then, sorry, I want to spray. Guys, are you seeing this makeup is coming together? It's so coming together. Okay. So while my apartment was being demolished and everything, I was at work that day and I called my man. I'm like, babe, look, my apartment is being demolished. Did you know he didn't move an inch? He didn't even help me. He didn't say, okay, you know what, you just be in the office. I'm going to go to your apartment right now. I'm going to help your sister. If there's a way out, I could help you pack your loads and help you pack up some things. Like, this was what I was expecting my man to do for me. But my man was busy sitting down in his house and didn't care a thing. He didn't care if I lost any of my properties. He didn't care if my properties are demolished or destroyed. He was in his house, chilling. That right there hurt me. That right there really, really got to me. And you know the funny thing? My sisters, they were not her boyfriends, her friends. Her friends, they left their office. They left their office and came to my apartment to help my sister pack loads. And I have a man, I have a boyfriend who couldn't assist me, who couldn't be there for me. No, come on. Like, if not for anything, it says a lot about you as a person. So if I am going to, let's say I end up with you as a man and something happens in the future, is this how you're going to come true? Do you understand? Like, shit is happening. There were bulldozers, they were demolishing the house that I stayed in. And you were in your house, chilling. No stress, no remorse, nothing. Even where I took my properties to, it was my sister's friend's house. So we just had to go beg his parents, and because they are the owners of the house, so they had like a space in their house, like the garage or something. And then we packed my properties to that very house. And I told them that, oh, give me like 2 weeks. I will pack my stuff. Give me 2 weeks. I will pack my stuff and leave. Anyways, so that's just what happened. And remember, from the very onset, I've been thinking of, okay, Maris, is this something you want to do with somebody who does not express himself? Is this what you want for yourself as a girl? Or is this what you want for yourself as a child? Or for your children. And already I've had this in mind. I knew that, okay, if this guy's not going to change, I'm going to move on. And then when this incident happened, it got to this point. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen again. It's never ever going to happen again. So I broke up. I just walked out of the relationship. I still feel I haven't given him closure, but I gave him closure. I gave him enough time to convince me that he's my man, like he's the man for me. And yeah, he just didn't. So that was my cue to leave. Anyways, and I left. And it took me time. It was when I left I knew, okay, I actually did like this person. Like I say all the time, I want to fall in love. I want to be the girl that falls in love and forgets about herself, forgets about every other thing. Just be in love and be a mom. Because I've never experienced that. I hear people when people say, oh, they're in love. I'm like, really? I've never experienced love the way I want to experience love. So right now, I'm giving myself the time, I'm giving myself the opportunity to find who completes me and take my time from it. So while I'm doing this, I don't just expect people to be my kind of person. I am also investing in myself, like my personal growth. I am trying to see where I also messed up as a girlfriend. Was it that my communication was not good? Was it that my own understanding was not good? So now what I'm doing is I am going to be the girl that I would date. Like if I were a man, will I date me? And I thought about it, and I thought of, thinking about it. I knew that, oh, okay, maybe if I were a man, I would not tolerate my attitude of being a loner. And, I don't know, but there are some things I thought that I wouldn't want to date as a man if I was a man and I wanted to date me. So I am developing in myself. I am adding more value to myself. I'm growing. I'm taking my time to heal. And I'm not rushing the process. I'm not rushing the process. Sometimes when people tell me like, oh, Maris, why are you still single? I'll be like, it's not like I am single by choice. Okay? I am single by choice. It's not like, oh, like there are people knocking on my door, and or there is nobody knocking, or there's nobody there are a lot of people asking me out, but are they who I want to be with? Like just the other day, I met somebody who is just like my ex. Like I met somebody that acts like him, has friends like him. I'm like, oh, okay, no, I don't want to repeat this. I don't want to repeat this again. And I ended it with that guy. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're cool, but you're just not the person for me. Like I said it, you're just not my person. And I know my person when I see it. You know? I don't want to put it out there and be like, oh, this is my no. I know my person when I see it. And when I see it, you know funny thing, you don't even need to tell me that this is my person. I already know. Okay? Okay, so yeah, that's just what I'm doing. So right now I did my nails, and also guys, I am looking at my book because my book is where I wrote most of the things. And guys, I have been changing my style lately. My style lately in the sense that I like being a girl, but I'm gonna show you pictures of what I expect my style to be as a girl. So lately I like soft, I love rich, I love old money aesthetic. I know, yes, people frown upon it, like everybody wants to be old money, old money. But if you think about it, old money aesthetic is just the way to go. Like I just love it. I love how the women look very classy, very put together, very clean, very gorgeous. Like so the past few months I've been doing some tailored pieces. Like I've been sewing, I've been going to my tailor guy, and there are a lot of pieces I cannot wait to tell you. So it should be the next video that will be coming up on my page. And yeah, it's such a good thing. Also, I wanted to add that my personal relationship has actually grown. So remember I lost a friend, And while I lost my friend, I said to myself, God, if I want to have anybody again in my life, these people should resonate with me. So when I said that, I didn't know God was just trying to, plan my life, making everything align, and blah 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 blah. So I have some group of friends. We're starting something like a podcast, and I just like it that these guys understand me, because back then in the past I was sort of like a tomboy. So because I am a tomboy in a way, I vibe a lot with the guys. So I know how to vibe with guys. I know how I can talk, we can converse. As a guy, yes, you would never get bored talking. So I met these guys, me and these guys, we've been friends, we've been good friends. Guys, are you seeing this makeup? So let me just spray. All right, and then fun. Okay, so I met these guys. These guys are my guys. I love them so much. I just feel like they are my person in form of a male figure. So we are starting a podcast called On Zip. So it's basically going to be something we talk about. On Zip is talking about your feelings, talking about how you feel as a person, just talk about the norm, talk about what is currently going on in the society. And I cannot wait because I feel like we're going to do great things. I've seen the end from the beginning. All right. So that's why personally I want to do this with them. I feel like they're cool guys and I love them. I love them genuinely. Anyways, this makeup, I don't know how long it took, but this is one of my favorite looks. I call it Mary's Touch. So Mary's Touch is a very clean brown look that is clean, nothing too serious. It's well covered. And yeah, this baby touch. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to finish these areas and like blend, because this is my right powder for me. So I'm just gonna like do it here. So personally I keep saying that I need to invest in powders and all this, so I will with time. I'm not rushing it, and I feel like in life nobody should rush you, man. Just do you, take your time, because everything is time. It would happen when it will happen. Nobody will stop it from happening. When it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. That's one thing I just realized. If it's gonna happen, it's going to happen. Like I said, my style is changing. Everything is changing. This girl is changing. And we'll see from there. Like guys, don't you just like this makeup? Don't you just like how clean I look right now for your makeup? Okay. So let's just do a brown lip. Brown lip. If not for anything, I feel like my lips is one of my best features, because my lips consist of my smile. Also, I wanted to say that I'm currently talking to someone, but if the someone acts right, good. If the someone doesn't, he's going out the front door. He's going to shut my door, please. Like, if you're not gonna act right as a man, shut the front door, please. Just what? Shut the front door. Okay, so the makeup is done. I am done. And yeah, guys, that is the updates for the day. And I pray God is going to continue to give me the strength to be able to be the girl that I've always imagined myself to be. Like, I want to be the best version of myself. That is why I am growing every day and I'm investing in myself. I'm making sure that I am the very best. So if I'm doing all this for myself, just to be the right person for the right guy, I feel like the guy has to do more. Because come on, it has to be reciprocal. I talk about it all the time. It has to be reciprocal. If you do for me, I do for you. I show up for you. Anyways, so that is the look for today, Habibi. Habibi, come to Dubai. Okay, you love it. I love it. Anyways, guys, so thank you very much for the look.